amateur target shooter. Today's featured firearm is the Tisas 1911A1 U.S. Army pistol. Clear. In this video, I'm going to go ahead and share with you my 3-year experience with this pistol. Then we'll take a closer look at the pistol and at some of the wear and tear that has occurred after about 3,500 rounds. And then we're going to take off to the range for a range performance review. So let's get into my experience with this pistol over the past 3 years. So after I picked up this pistol and finally got it out to the range, at first it was malfunctions all the time. The first thing I found was this pistol did not like Colt magazines. Along with the magazine malfunctions, it was also having slide stop issues. I have found that that's pretty common with many Tisas 1911s. What's happening is the bullet, the full metal jacket, is actually touching the inside of the slide stop switch and causing it to want to engage while you're shooting. The way to fix that is disassemble the pistol and file off a little bit of the inside of the slide stop switch. It did take a while before it became completely reliable. The majority of the malfunctions after I took care of the magazines and I took care of the slide stop switch were failure to feed. And over time it started to smooth out and pull itself together, and after about 300 to 400 rounds it suddenly became extremely reliable. That pretty well covers my personal experience with this pistol. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at this pistol and actually get down to some of the characteristics, and we'll take a closer look at the wear and tear that has occurred on the pistol during this past 3 years. So let's go ahead and fly through this part so we can get to the range performance review. First thing, I've changed the grips. I really like the Hogue rubber overmolded grips, and I put them on all my 1911s. These are actually the original grips that came on the pistol. So you can see the pistol's clear. I don't have any other pistols with this gray finish on it, and I really like the finish. I don't know if this would be a gray Cerakote. I don't think it's Parkerized. If you all know for sure, maybe you can drop me a line in the comments and teach me something about the finishes on some of these pistols. So some of the characteristics. So we'll start off from the bottom here. There is a beveled magazine well. Then of course the grip that is not like the original that we just discussed. It has the arched mainspring housing. It has the smaller grip safety spur. Has the short but checkered magazine release button. It has a small little nub on the thumb safety. I would say for a $300 1911 it's real good. We have the standard spur hammer. However, on this model here I think you can see that this particular spur hammer is also flared. They stuck pretty close to what the military sights were way back when. They didn't lower and flare the ejection port. They only lowered the ejection port. It uses the standard military barrel bushing with the recoil spring plug. It's got the short style military trigger. And in this case, I would say it weighs in at about 4, maybe 4.5 pounds. Let's try that again. Up against the wall. This is the take up right here. We're up against the wall now. Little pressure, and it breaks. I think that pretty well covers the characteristics of this pistol. So now what I'm going to do is disassemble the pistol, and then I can show you the internal wear and tear on this pistol that has occurred over the past 3,500 or more than 3,500 rounds. So I've disassembled the pistol so we can take a look at the wear and tear over 3 years and well over 3,500 rounds. Here on the frame, it's just a little bit of wear here in the front of the slide edge, and a little bit in the back. The grip safety is showing just a little bit of wear right there. The general condition of the finish is still real good. Got a little wear spot right here, probably from carrying it on the thumb safety. A little bit of wear and tear on the back side of the mainspring housing. Little nick in the finish right here at the end of the grip safety spur. On the other side, the rail shows very little wear and tear. You can see just a little bit here on the back side and just a little bit in the front, just like on the other side of the frame. Just a little bit of wear right by the edge of the trigger here. You can see the wear and tear here on the inside of the hammer. Let's take a look at the slide. Okay, in general, the finish is held up real well. You can see a little bit of wear in the finish here on the front edge of the slide. You can see just a very little bit of wear and tear here around the firing pin. That's certainly to be expected. You can see a little bit of wear here along the rails. Then of course the inside, a little bit of wear. But remember, that's 3,500, better than 3,500 rounds through this pistol. The short guide rod, of course, you can see there's some wear and tear on that. The coil spring plug. The barrel. Where the locking lugs, I can see just a little bit of wear and tear really on the front edge of the locking lugs. A little bit of wear right here, back here on the barrel near the chamber. The barrel link still looks clean. The barrel bushing, you know, it shows a little bit of wear and tear. The spring, everything in this pistol is stock. I haven't changed anything. This is the original recoil spring. Everything is original. No trigger job or anything. And you can see the condition of the spring. Here's the slide lock switch, or some people call it the slide release. So I see a little bit of wear. And now what I was referring to earlier about the premature slide lock malfunction. If you can see this edge right above my finger there, that's the part you're going to be filing off. Now what you do is you take it out of the pistol and inspect this surface right here for any copper residue. And it'll be a dead giveaway. You'll be able to see it. And what that's telling you is that the inside edge of this switch is actually touching the full metal jacket of the bullet. And that's what's causing it to want to lock prematurely, because the bullet is pushing it up. The way this really works is the follower in the magazine will come up after the last round has been expended, and the follower will push up on the slide stop switch. So if the bullet's touching it, it's trying to push it up early. So you take and you file off just the copper residue. Try it again. If it continues, come back, inspect it, and then file off the copper residue again. That way you don't go too far, because if you go too far, then the switch will not engage with the magazine follower and it won't work at all. So anyway, there's that explanation about what many people have experienced with the Tisas 1911s. So I'm going to put it back together now, just so I can rack the slide and shake it around a little bit and show you how loose this pistol has become over time. Alright, so here we go with the $300 1911 rattle test. If I try to wiggle it, you may be able to hear that. So yes, after whatever 4,000 rounds, it's a little bit loose. I had pistols way looser than that while I was in service and was still able to hit everything I was shooting at. You see it's clear? So now let's do the rattle test. I hope you can hear that. So yes, it's a little bit of rattle. However, keep in mind, this is a military style $300 1911. This is actually the way the original 1911s were. And you'll see later on in the video whether or not this pistol is still accurate. Let's go ahead out to the range and do this range performance review and see how this pistol is going to perform. considered safe. And as you could see from the range performance review, this pistol did a good job. Although this pistol had a rough start, now I would have to rate this pistol as a good pistol. Did you get that? Good pistol. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep on practicing.